This is Comet Picks by the Glick.
Yeah, I'm your host, Jason Glick.
Hey, Jason Glick, what's going on in your world?
Hey, John. It's like if things are going all right. Tonight is kind of more of a stopgap type episode, because since that I didn't plan on doing this, it's like I just kept it in as a backup thing in case it's like I needed to bust it out at some point.
So, what's the bust out backup plan?
Okay, this would be the Eisner Award-winning series Invisible Kingdom from writer G. Willow Wilson and artist Christian Ward. This is a series that basically takes place like far in the future, like full science fiction type world where it's like where this like where the universe has basically been split into two factions, or they're two like controlling opposites at this like in this universe. There's Lux, the omnipresent delivery. It's like goods delivery service, which basically offers like, hey, you if you can imagine it, you can buy it from them. It's like they're just selling you like whatever you want. It's like, and they've got all their intergalactic delivery people working. It's like working their butts off in order to get it to you. Any similarities to Amazon, it's like in the setup, are clearly fully intentional. At the other end of the spectrum is the religious order known as the Renunciation. They're a group that is basically like believes that that happiness does not does not entail like physical goods, but instead leads to what they call the invisible kingdom. It's like a it's like a belief of peace and love that anyone can attain, so long as they're able to it's like walk the path towards it. One person who is walking that path, literally at the start of the series, is Vess. She is a Rulian. It's like, and she's part of a dying species because, well, it's like they they got this problem where it's like like only like one like certain members of their race can become fertile. It's like, and for those fertile ones, like their destiny is basically just like it's just like settle down and pop out as many babies as possible in order to continue the propagation of the species. Vess is one of those like fertile ones, but she wanted more for herself than to just stay at home and be like like the baby mama to all these babies. she it's like she like the message of the renunciation resonated with her, and so we're introduced to her. She's walking the path on to their it's to their citadel on the planet Duni, to in order to become a proper member of the renunciation. Catch is, though, that once she gets there, and while she's welcomed with open arms by their like by their leader, Mother Proxima, she eventually comes to realize, like after like a mother has her start working the books for her, because hey, she's that this is a promising it's like it's a promising recruit who fully believes in things. Well, it's like turns out that when Vess starts working the books, she finds evidence of a it's like of a of collusion between these opposing orders, like between Lux and the Renunciation. This is also seen at the other end of the spectrum, because we're also at the same time introduced to Grix, the captain of the Sundog. It's like the hard bitten. It's like cynical captain, like who is like she's seen everything. Like she's inured to like the constant threats of the galaxy, and she's just trying to like give her crew and her son, I know, sorry, her little brother, like a better life. It's like, or as good a life as can be promised, like while working in the margins of Lux, because because even though it's like Lux prides itself on its like delivery windows and all. It's like when someone like screws things up, or like when Grix and the Sundog have to make an unscheduled stop in order to fix their ship. It's like, well, they don't look too kindly on that. And it's also less kindly when in the course of like making an inspection, it's like during this one unscheduled stop, Grix finds that there's a number of empty packages, it's like on board, and it turns out that like these were like remnants of a council order from Alex that basically like are like the cover between the fact that, as Vess found out, like Lux is funneling funds like into the renunciation. Basically, they're creating a power base that basically like works both ways. It's like the renunciation is able to like to fund their like anti-corporate activities, but Lux is also like it's like keeping its thumb on them as well. And so when Vess wants to break this news to the galaxy, well, it's like the SOS signal she sends out is intercepted by Grix and the crew of the Sundog, and this is basically the core of the first volume. It's like walking the path. It's basically all about Vess meeting up with the crew of the Sundog and then trying to like expose like the connection between Lux and the renunciation. And well, this is very much an anti corporate series. So you've got like Grix, her crew. It's like invest like trying to it's like trying to get the word out, and also trying to rouse the it's the galaxy's governing body in order to take some action against this. And wouldn't you know, the it's like the current galactic president just doesn't want to like risk losing funds or votes by going against either of these factions. So it's all very familiar. And it's like and that's kind of like my biggest problem with with this first volume, in the sense that it's like it tells us like all sorts of stuff that we know. It's like, oh, that it's like that the corporate interests like it's like have like are running things. It's like, and like religious institutions aren't serving our best spiritual interests. And and so when when they finally break word that, hey, it's like Lux and the renunciation are actually in bed together, the result from the like from everyone in the galaxy is just kind of like, yeah, so it's like everyone is just like too cynical or apathetic to care. It's like they said, like, so what does this actually change? I mean, yeah, it's like does this mean, like, we already knew, like, hey, it's like, like the religious people were crazy, or that like the religious people were corrupt, or that Lux was like up to no good. It's like, and it's, I don't know, it's like just saying that to like, I mean, yes, maybe this may be a realistic, approximation of like, exposing like the idea, hey, like, what if Amazon was secretly funding the Catholic Church? But at the same time, like, it's not telling me anything like new or insightful about this situation. It's just like offering like, like a new framing of this. It's like of this conflict of interest, potential conflict of interest. And that's, I don't know, it's just kind of like reminding me, it's like, yeah, it's like, hey, it's like things are bad in the world, things suck. It's like, and hey, here's another like example of like why things are like that, only it's like got a science fiction sheen as well. And it's like, okay, but at the same time though, I like the characters. It's like I like the like there's some interesting world building that Wilson does. It's like, and the art from Christian Ward, it's like, is frequently impressive. It's like, even though it's like there are some parts where it does have this unfinished look to it. Like there's some points when like, characters like have no faces. He creates like an appealingly um like psychedelic world with his color schemes. It's like, and the it's like in layouts. It's like the art is frequently beautiful. And that counts for a lot. It also basically counts a lot for the fact that I think that Ward has grown as an artist back from when I initially encountered him, like doing some doing some sketchy work. It's like in um it's like the Infant Vacation. Yeah, that was it. But but yeah, this first volume basically was a case of like, not bad, but maybe it's like it has potential, but it's not quite living up to it yet. Well, volume 2, Edge of Everything, it's like it doesn't quite deliver on that potential, but it does give you a better idea of where the series is going. Basically, it's kind of asking the idea of like, what it's like what does like when the whole what is it worth holding on to your principles when the whole universe is out to get you? Because like after like they reveal the truth to the galaxy, it's like, well, it didn't get Grix, her crew, or Vess anything like as a result, and so now they're having to go back to Vess's home planet to ask for to beg for supplies, beg, and also to um grab some hopefully grab some additional stuff it's like in the meantime. Um, this the supply run eventually results in the Sundog being being captured by space pirates. It's like, and they're led by the pragmatic Captain Turo, who is fairly reasonable in the sense that, hey, you know what, you guys are just like on the run. You've got no choices left. So why not just come work for us? And this seems like he seems fairly reasonable for a space pirate in that regard. But it's like, but Grix and Vess, it's like, and the rest of the crew are just kind of like, not like, look at this. It's like, hey, this he's still a pirate, and he's still, it's like kind of holding our knife to our throats, like with when he's asked and he's giving us this offer. Things don't get any better when a Lux spacecraft like drops out of warp. It's like in reach of the pirates, and as Grix tries to work the situation to her advantage, well, she winds up like getting on the bad side of both Turo and also like not communicating things well with the with the Lux crew as well, because they realize that, hey, it's like, sure, yeah, we understand you're trying to help us, but at the same time though, it's like we're still more afraid of like our bosses than you, so we're still going to like report that we saw you, but hey, we'll give you a head start when you want to start running. So it's so yeah, the second volume does chart out an interesting path to the series in the sense that how long like is going to be like for these characters like to try and like hold on to their principles and keep doing what they believe is the right thing before it just becomes completely and utterly infeasible for them to do so. And it seems like the series they get is has reached that point at the end of the volume when the Sundog, like under pursuit from Lux authorities, makes a jump out to the it's like to the great beyond, and well, then they encounter it's like something unexpected, a splinter faction. It's like of the it's like of the Renunciation. It's like the siblings of Rebirth, and that leads us to volume 3, in other worlds, the concluding volume. Now, now it's worth noting that the first 2 volumes were originally serialized as single issues before they're being collected in trade paperbacks. However, volume 3 was not. It was originally issued like as a graphic novel, even though it still has like chapter breaks, which implies that this was originally planned to be a serialized as issues 11 to 15 of this series before Dark Horse and the imprint this is being published from Berger Books are named after Karen Berger, the it's like former DC executive who it's like he used to run the Vertigo imprint before before she was forced out by the company, and is now working at Dark Horse doing series like these and also the Eisner Award winning like the Guardia. It's like, oh, and also she could stories books like She Could Fly and everything, basically doing a lot of the stuff you would expect to see from Vertigo. It's like had DC not bent to Warner's it's corporate overlord Warner Brothers decree that, hey, like everything that's done for the series we need to own, so no more create our own stuff. Okay, well, no more create our own stuff for a while anyway. But point I'm getting at here is that this final volume, it's like, well, it's like it was it's like it was is it meant to be the final volume? I would like to think not regardless of what Wilson has said, because she mentioned that like the series was originally planned to run for 3 volumes, but looking at the how things wrapped up, it's like I get the feeling that this is kind of a that that things were brought to kind of an abbreviated like conclusion here. This is in spite of the fact that after Volume 2 came out, the series won the Eisner Award, the 2020 Eisner Award for Best New Series. Um, it's like unfortunately that must have done like nothing for sales. So so we're getting this like this 3rd volume like as the conclusion, and and is In Other Worlds like a decent wrap up? Well, I don't know. It's like it left something a lot for me to be desired here, because like there's a lot of stuff here that's both familiar, like in terms of what the series has established up to this point, and also in terms of like, hey, it's like I've seen how this goes in other series as well. Because, well, like this is very taken in by the siblings of uh, uh, by these siblings of reunification. What did I just say? So siblings of rebirth. That's what I meant to say. It's like, and they believe that, and they believe that the renunciation has lost its path. It's like, and they want to put it back on the straight and narrow by killing its leader, Mother Proxima. Problem is that they're also like far more militant about this, in the sense that they've got that their home base is basically a rogue planetoid that also has like its own like special death laser that that can like vaporize. It can't vaporize planets really, but it can make short work of like planetary targets. It's like Lux's big um uh, police spacecraft as well. So like they are not a threat to be trifled with. And while this like eventually believes that these people are are on the it's like are doing are initially doing the right thing. Well, it's like she eventually finds out that they're like not as as nice, or like it's like or fully believing in the in the path to the invisible kingdom as she initially thought. Grix, on the other hand, well, like she and Vess have have started getting into a relationship at this point. And so while she wants to do right by her new girlfriend, um it's like things don't work out that way, and so she's having to depart this planetoid in order to bring word to like to the planetary government of Dooney that, hey, bad stuff is coming your way. You need to you need to prepare and all. Problem is, she's still a wanted individual by Lux, and they're going to try and do everything in order to bring her in. And this includes the Lux's corporate heads getting their man on the ground, Mather Prime, to like like to do their dirty work. It's like, even as they're asking him to fall on his sword at the same time. It's like, the thing is though, it's like, well, I don't want to get in too much to what happens at the end. It's like, I will say that things end on a much sunnier note than I was expecting for a series that basically has to take a critical look at like what is Amazon, and the Catholic Church doing for us. It's like to for them to the solution that the series comes with in order to bring both these um like uh these organizations to justice, for lack of a better term. It feels simplistic. It's like and simplistic and unrealistic. It doesn't feel earned, in my opinion. It feels like Wilson and Ward wanted to give us an optimistic look at these real life, at a series that was taking a look at these real life organizations and how they're kind of dominating our lives and all. But in the end, it's like it kind of assumes that these things will work it out because you know because ultimately the corporate people will do the right thing and the people in the religion order will come to their senses. And I just can't buy this setup because I don't know. It's like just looking at the way things are going in real life. It's like I get the feeling that we are just working more towards a corporate, maybe a corporate corporate owned. It's like system, but at the same time, it's like I can't. It's like I can't say that it's like it really represents the end of the world right here. It's like I I was honestly expecting like an ending where everyone in the series died tragic deaths, like being it's like being martyrs to their cause, and then their struggle being adapted into a like a propaganda miniseries. It's like by Lux, like that's what I felt like this series was going towards, and like that kind of like downer. It's like downer ending. I kind of felt like more true to like what things are going towards. Like, and the idea that hey, like Grix and Vest weren't willing to compromise in their beliefs, and for them to just them to die believing that they were doing the right thing. Well, it's like I it's like I can see that, but I can also see it's see this belief being co-opted like by it's like by Lux. It's like in order to like for their own ends because hey, it's like at the end they were the house and the house always wins. Ultimately, it's like that kind of leads like the ending we got. Like I said, it doesn't feel this happy ending we got. It's like doesn't feel earned. I can understand Wilson Wilson's desire to maybe put a positive spin. It's like on the corporate owned future where you might be saying like basically like hey it's like people will stand up and do the right thing, but I don't know. It's like real life has basically done a great job these past few years of convincing me that this like that the ending we got for this series is overly naive and wish it represents like a whole lot of wish fulfillment. It's like at best at the end. Does that make the series like not worth checking out in the end? Uh I don't know. It's like I mean, on one hand, it's only 3 volumes, so it's short, and it'll give you. I'll give you that. And like I said, the art from Christian Ward is frequently nice, but I don't know. It's like ultimately, it's like it's a series that series that wanted to take a much harsher tact against its targets, but in the end, just kind of backed off because it felt that it's like it, it was that that its quick, short, like brief life was better spent giving like a nice, optimistic view of things in the end, even if that that view wasn't really earned. So I'm going to give this marginal thumbs down in the end.
Interesting. All right. Well, you 3 volumes, huh? So thumbs down. Did you buy the volumes, or this like I don't remember if you mentioned that, or was it this like a download like thing?
Oh no, when you say did I buy these volumes? I mean, yes, I buy everything I talk about on this series.
Well, I
But yeah,
mean,
it's like
like physical
this is a
copy.
yes, this is a I bought all these three I bought these 3 volumes physically. It's like and if it's worth mentioning, I had to go and double check, but I think I may have just bought one or 2 volumes from Amazon. The other or I could have just bought all of them from cheapgraphicnovels.com because it's like for for all that we've been talking about with all the parallels from Lux and Amazon in this thing. It's like Amazon has really been kind of terrible about selling physical graphic novels these last couple of years. Like I've shifted the majority of my graphic novel buying between cheapgraphicnovels.com for American comics and therightstuff.com for manga. And because Amazon just does not offer like the good deals these days anyway. I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah, like you can get good deals digitally from Comixology, which is an Amazon company, but when it comes to actually buying stuff physically from them, well, you just gotta wait for sorry, for one of their deals, and even then, like those are kind of like getting worse like as things go on because hey, for Prime Day, it's like they initially started doing their hey buy two get one free sale, which hey I'll definitely like take advantage of that. But then as soon as Prime Day's deal started, then they shifted to buy two get one 50% off, and that's like what? No, you changed that just as you were starting this up. That's not right. And it's like if this is gonna be they're where they're running things from here on out, then well, I'm just gonna like keep buying more stuff from cheapgraphicnovels.com. Yeah, they may not have like everything in stock like as Amazon does, and and it may take a little bit longer for them to ship stuff, but but you can't beat their prices. So there you go. It's like at least until Amazon decides to buy them, which we'll see how that goes.
Hey, you know what you're going to be talking about next time?
Oh, next time, we're ditching all the highfalutin, like talk about real world comparisons between corporations here. It's like to talk about like what happens when the god of the symbiotes comes to the Marvel universe. He's got a bone to pick with Eddie Brock and his son Dylan. That's right. We're talking about King in Black, and the finale to Donny Cates's run on Venom. Myron will be back to talk with us about this, and I am definitely looking to digging into that because I haven't the final volume of Venom hasn't arrived here, but it should be on its way from cheapgraphicnovels.com. There you go.
All right. And we'll catch you next time on Comic Picks by the Glick.
Right, laters.